Oh boy, here we are. The time has come. The time has arrived. Here we go. It's good to see everyone today. Man, feels like I feel like I've been waiting to do this for a long time because I've had these ideas in my head for well, it's probably just 2 weeks, but yeah, I've been busting on the inside to share all this information with you guys. So I'm glad. I'm really glad today is finally here. That's really what we have to say. But before we get into everything, let's say hi to all. All right, we got Seba in P1. Well done, sir. You fast boy. LVP, P2, Nielsen, P3. Great looking podium there, friends. Pro Chauffeur, 4th place energy for you. And then we got Rob as well. Rob's in there. Excellent. Great to see you at P5. All right, let's keep going down here. We got Le Mans. Hello, bud. Good to see you. Glad you can be a part of this as well. Sparkles, great to see you. Hope you're doing well. Glad to have you here. Ghost Metal, great to see you, man. Keep moving down. Chris Wood, great to see you, friend. Appreciate you hopping in. What's up, Doc? Good to see you, Doc. All right. Continuing to catch up here. Here we go. Okay. Knight Rider Jim, great to see you, man. All right. Paul, good to see you. Steven Sills, great to see you, bud. Rusty Shotgun, good to see you. Okay. Great to have everyone here. I'm going to give it maybe just a couple minutes before we really get into everything. But the first thing I want to talk about before we get into the details. So what we can expect today is about maybe half an hour of explaining all the details of what's going on with this event on the 14th. After we get through that and any questions that you have, then I have a tiny surprise for everybody who's watching as well. It will be most pertinent to anybody who is in the event, but this is like a sneak peek for tomorrow as well, with a little something there. So that little teaser there for that. Let's see. Beecham gets a timeout for suggesting Group 1 at Tsukuba. Yeah, that would be tough. I've come up with some combos, but I don't think any of them are that mean, really. So, see if we do any of your lobbies in the future, Beecham. Secondly, so the next thing I want to talk about is the thank you, the gratitude. All of you, I can't believe we're at this point, at this stage. So, we've been streaming for about 15 months. Is that right? Yeah. Yeah, a handful of... No. Where are we now? We started in 2024. Right. No, we are above... I can't do math. I can't believe I'm having this trouble right now. 2024, July is when we started. Yeah, so we're approaching the 2-year mark is what we're doing in July. But I feel like, I don't know, I feel like the crazy thing is how fast this has happened. And I've had ideas of swirling around of what we could do in the future for some kind of an event, but when 2000 came, I was like, okay, I think this is the milestone where we do one. Thought about it for 1000 and just wasn't a great time to try and put something together. So we're doing it now instead. And by the way, I think we can expect another event of similar nature when we hit 5K. And if we are blessed enough, we will also do one at 10K, and we'll see what happens and goes from there. But that's kind of the idea. Yeah, we've only been going Ghost Metal since then. Chaos Druid, good to see you as well. Appreciate you hopping in. We'll snooze for cake. Okay, the other thing that I want to mention, there's a lot of things to mention before we get into the details, really, but The other thing I want to mention is there's some of you in here right now that you actually aren't a part of the event because you didn't sign up, and maybe it's because you didn't know about it. I'll deal with this a little more later, but there's a couple things that if you're watching right now, and especially if you see the combinations, you're like, wow, I'd like to be a part of it in some way. So one of the ways you can look out for it is there will be practices held. I will hold some practices, and others that are involved in the event, I'm sure, will be holding practices as well. And I would absolutely be thrilled for folks to join in the practices, even if you're not able to make the event on the 14th. The other thing is we do have an alternate list. So if someone has to cancel that is already signed up, that alternate list can be added to. Right now we have 3 people on the alternate list that are waiting in the wings, and a couple of them I'm not even sure if they're positive they're going to make it either. So we'll get into that. Next thing that I wanted to mention is hey there, Advocate, good to see you. The next thing I wanted to mention, oh no, I lost my train of thought, and that's not on my notes here to remember to keep me on track. I did that. Boom, boom, boom. Alternates. Okay, well, it'll probably come back to me a little later on. All right, how many of you are ready to see what these combinations are, huh? I bet you're ready. I'm ready to talk about them. Okay. Let's see. One of the things that I'm really trying to do with this is give back to you all a little bit. Couple things with this. So I've given priority to Learn with Lead guests that want to be a part of it. As my latest count, I think 20 of the 30 participants, not including myself, are previous or future Learn with Lead guests. So that's something really special to me. To me, the channel would not have grown as it has if it wasn't for a bunch of you willing to hop on a live stream and get on track with me and check out and do that type of thing. So I feel like this is this is not an official Learn with Lead race, but I'm giving precedence to you all. Yes, it's true. Right now there are 30. We're getting 15 person grids with this. Why not 16? Well, it's because you'll see in a little bit, but because I have to split you groups up, I have to be in one of the groups myself, and in the other group that I'm not in, I have to at least be hosting the event. So I need one slot open on the grid so that we can do that. More information on that here to go. So here's what's going to happen. The field is going to be able, because we've had so many people wanting to join in the race, we're able to split the groups into two 15-man groups. So we have a group A and a group B. I have taken the time to split the groups up, and I'm doing it in such a way as to try and be as balanced as possible based off my knowledge of your all's capabilities. The fact is, I know quite well actually where most of you are. There's a couple that I'm not positive, perhaps, but I have an idea of where you are. So you'll see those groups in a little bit. What's going to happen is when Group A is racing, I'll be a part of Group A, and you'll see everything from my point of view. When Group B is racing, I will provide the spectating view, and I'll be able to toggle through all of you all and see how you all are doing in the race itself, okay? This roster, the Group A, Group B, is subject to a little bit of a change, because the fact is, if somebody leaves and they're in one group, that's probably not too big of a deal. If 2 people or more aren't able to make it and they're all in one group, then that's going to take some shifting to make that work, okay? So that's kind of the thought process there. It's probably impossible to keep this completely fair, but I'm trying to make it as fair as possible and balanced as possible. I'm trying to avoid the 3 people in one in one race and they just torch everybody and everyone else is left in the dust. You know, I'm trying to make it as careful as possible. Okay, so I'm gonna give you the rundown here, and in a little bit we will look at the details of the races. Okay, so what's gonna happen? Oh, that's the other thing I wanted to mention that I forgot earlier. So if you guys have a question, okay, I'm gonna be going. I got my notes, I got the things I'm looking at, so I'm gonna be going. But if there's any point you have a question, I really want you to ask it. I'm trying to be as thorough as possible. This is the first time I've held an event of this magnitude, which technically isn't that big compared to some others that I know, like McNaughty and Shaggy Doo, that run, you know, multiple races over the course of months. So it's not to that level, but it is a new undertaking for me. So while I'm trying to think of everything, I probably haven't, and I'd love for you guys to ask those questions here. This is your opportunity to do that. Because and if you ask a question and I see it, I'll be like, oh, I'm going to cover that in a minute. That's fine. You know, maybe great. I thought of that one, right? But maybe hear a couple things as we go along. And if you think there's something that I've missed out and you want an answer for, let's get after it, right? So race one, race one, both Group A and Group B will participate in is the short course of Lago Maggiore, and that's in Group 3. Each group will do one race at that course. It is a 45-second lap, and it's very short. One of the reasons I have a couple of these races be short ones is I'm trying to respect your time, and so I'm trying to limit the amount of corners that you want to be practicing and learning. I always really appreciate it as someone who does lap guides and that sort of thing. When we get a short course on a daily, I'm cheering, honestly, because that means, oh man, I don't have to spend so much time practicing. I'm going to get a decent time pretty quickly, all that kind of thing, right? So round one is Lago Maggiore with Group 3 cars, and it is any Group 3 car that you want to use, okay? Any Group 3 that you want to use. Now, there is a caveat to that, which we will get to when we look at the race details. Round two, okay? Round two is Brands Indy Circuit, so the short version of Brands Hatch in Group 4 cars, okay? And that's going to be the plan there. Same sort of situation. Very few corners to learn. It is about a 50-some second lap. It's under a minute, I know that. So again, not going to take too long. For each of those rounds, round one at Lago, round two at Brands Hatch, what's going to happen is there's going to be a warm-up time, which you'll see how long that is in a little bit when we get to the schedule. A warm-up time, a 3-minute qualifier, which should get you about 4 or 5 laps, actually, because it's so short. And then the race will be after that, okay? So Group A and Group B. Now, what's interesting about this, I'll just mention now, is the fact that you will need to know what group you're in, and you'll need to be in at the right times. There's going to be back and forth. So Group A will go first, for example. Once Group A's race is done, then I'll be saying in the Discord, hey, Group B, time to come in. And you'll check in. And you'll have 10 minutes to get in before the race starts, okay? And that's going to be the case there. All right, let's keep going here. So here is the schedule, and let me get it set up so you guys can see, okay? And I'll make it nice and big here. All right. That. Oh, yeah. Excellent. All right. So this way you guys can see this as well. It could still be even bigger, it looks like. Okay. All right, so we have an 11 a.m. start time on March 14th. Lago Maggiore Group 3, okay? The plan will be for an 11 o'clock. That's when the lobby is open. It might be open a minute or two before that, but that's the idea. You're going to have 10 minutes to check in and warm up, okay? 10 minutes to check in and warm up. After that, qualifier, it goes from 11:10 to 11:13. Again, it's 3 minutes. That sounds short, but you're going to get 4, maybe 5 laps out of that time because it's the short course. Then the race will start at 11:15. That's Group A. Okay, you see that? That's Group A. Right after that race is over, which should be less than 15 minutes, Group B will hop in at 11:30. And they have 10 minutes also to check in, warm up. Okay? Qualifier 11:40 to 11:43. And this is all on the 14th. That's correct, Pro Chauffeur. Race there will start no later than 11:45. That will be the selected start time. Now, I will mention right now, you know, if we have technical issues, so my PlayStation freezes, or we have internet blip, or whatever, something goes wrong with it, and we might even have to reset the lobby at one point, because that happens when we have multiple people coming from different parts of the world. You know, we'll make adjustments as needed, but that's going to be the case. So then we get to round 2. So round 2, Brands Hatch Indy Circuit. Okay, same deal, basic deal. 10-minute time to check in, warm up. Right, qualifier 12:10 to 12:13. Race start no later than 12:15. If you are in a different time zone than me, it is 2:46 p.m. right now for me. So you can see, you can make adjustments in regards to that. All right, so after Group A is finished, then it's time for Group B to come in. You have 10 minutes to get in and warm up. Qualifier begins at 12:40, 12:43. Race starts no later than 12:45, okay? All right, so before I show you the next part, I need to describe some of my thinking here. So we have a main event. You saw on the thumbnail, it's the St.Croix 2000, okay? Or the St.Croix, however you want to say it, St.Croix 2000. And that's going to be the main event, and that's going to be with Group 1 cars, okay? What I realized at some point during all of this was, well, if we're doing it tournament style, there's going to be people who maybe practice for Group 1 and then they aren't able to make the final, right? And I thought that would be a shame. We shouldn't do it that way if we can help it, right? So what I've done is I've done a last chance qualifier. So the top 13, based on points, the top 13 people that make it to the final, they are automatically put in. The next, on the last chance qualifier, you get one race at St.Croix in your Group 1 car that you've chosen, and you're going to race for the podium. The podium in that last chance qualifier will make it to the final automatically because of that, okay? So that's what this represents right here. LCQ warm-up will begin at 1 o'clock, and you have 1 to 1:10. LCQ qualifier is 5 minutes. But you will get 2 passes with that. It's a little over a 3-minute lap with these cars. So you get 2 chances to put up a time. Plan will be the race starts no later than 1:20. The St.Croix 2000 final warm-up begins at about 1:50 with the qualifier starting at 2 o'clock. Qualifier begins at 2 o'clock, lasts until time runs out. It's set up for 5 minutes, but you'll have extra time. Okay, race start no later than 2:10. This event is 18 laps, so it should take a little over an hour to do. All right, so this will end approximately 3:20, 3:30. We will congratulate the winners. Congratulations to all the participants. Here is the point system. Okay, here's the point system. It's basically increments of 5. Lago short is the center, Pro. Inverted grids could be an option. I don't think we're going to have inverted grids. What did you submit there, Rob? In a moment, we're gonna go onto the PlayStation, and you're gonna see the details of the races, and also all of these parameters for the races will be on the Discord for you to see. Okay. Still waiting to see if Rob has an answer for me. Right now, the grid is. Oh, the join Discord request. Gotcha. Oh yeah, we got some people. Okay, both of you are in. Very cool. I got you guys. Okay, where was that? Nope. Oh, oh. Yikes. Careful. Don't spoil it. Okay. So this is the point system. Thank you for the question there. Appreciate it. Let me get that out of the way. Okay, point system, you see it's increments of 5. First place gets 75, and we go all the way down to 15th, which still gets points even if you end up last. Yes, so there's that. Okay, let me see what's next here. Okay, let me move this over here. Change this up a little bit. One moment. Okay, you. Oh, yeah. I should hit the right thing, and then that'll work better. Always does. Ghost's question? What was Ghost's question? Checking in means entering the lobby. Yes, Ghost, that's correct. Yes, that is correct. Okay. Any other questions before I move on a little bit here? Any other questions that I missed while I was talking as well? To Pro Chauffeur's point, so I expect this to be, this is, as you saw there, we're looking at about a 4-hour block of time. Yes, Doc, once qualifying starts, if you haven't come in yet, it's too late. Okay. If I know emergencies happen. If if a child knocked over a lamp and you got to go take care of something, you don't, and you miss one, you can still come back for the LCQ. I'm guessing you probably wouldn't make the final. You might make the final depending on how well you did the first round. It really is about that final. You're trying to get to that final so that you can get the top prizes, which we will be discussing here in a little bit. So my son will be, I've asked him to input all the scores. So we will have a live scoring going on with that during rounds 1 and round 2. Okay, round 1 and round 2, your points will add up, and those points will be going towards your overall score, which will be tallied up against your competitors, and the top 13 will make it to the final. So the other thing about this is the points total. Here's what I'm trying to say. So you're not just facing everybody in your group, you are facing everyone in both groups. So the points total is what matters. It's not like you got to win your division to get to the next part. No, everything is conflated. So if somebody in group A scores 35 points total, and somebody in group B scores 25 points total, that person in Group A will be over top of the person in Group B with 10 less points, okay? Great question about the tie. So the only way there's going to be a tie that matters is if the 13th place person has a tie with someone else in points. Any positions 12 and above, if there are ties, it really doesn't matter. You're making it to the final and you're good, right? The key is that so if P13, there's two P13s because of a tie, what will be factored in as a tiebreaker will be that we will look back at your both of your qualifying times. We will add both qualifying times from rounds 1 and rounds 2, and the person who has the faster time, that person will advance, and the other person will have to go to the last chance qualifier. And again, the LCQ, I really just want to give everybody a chance to be. I really want to give everyone a chance to race in the race at St.Croix in the Group 1 cars, so that you don't miss that experience. It will be a shortened version of the final. It's not going to be a full. It won't be the full race. It will be about a half. We'll call it the St.Croix 1000. So that's the idea there. Once we get to the LCQ and the final, scoring will not matter because all we're talking about is position at that point. We're looking for the podium. Who is on the podium on the LCQ? They advance to the final. Anybody who, and then in the actual final itself, we'll get into what happens there, okay? Let's see. Okay, so we're going to go now to the breakdowns of each race. So let me get over there. I've been doing testing for these races, and I must admit, this is a lot of fun, doing the testing. Don't forget Rule 8-2. If Paul Rick 8-2 is behind you, you have to let him through straight away. I mean, it's a rule. What can we do? Now, I don't expect you all to memorize what group you're in or that type of thing. All of that information is going to be on the Discord. Okay? Let's see. All right, so let me get this other screen up and get me out of the way. Okay, so we're going to go to the first round here, okay? All right, so here's round 1. Here's round 1. Practice, qualifier, race. The room is private. So that means all rooms will require an ID. You'll need to be in the Discord, and you'll need to be or in YouTube to find out what those room IDs are, okay? Got to keep this private, I think, because who knows who might show up. You like the shirt, Rob? Thank you, man. I got another shirt to talk about too in a little bit. All right, so we have what we have here is Race for Real, and this is the track. This is Lago Major Center. All right, you see it's the short course. You have 1, 2, 3, 4 turns to deal with. There it is. Okay, this one for every race the weather is custom. Should be the qualifier award points. I'm not sure what you mean there, Lamont. Can you rephrase? Should be the I'm not positive what that means. Give me another try there, Lamont. I'll let you through, don't worry. Weather is always random. for these events. But none of the tracks have the potential for rain, so we are good in that regard. Typical stuff here: rolling start, fastest first. BOP is on. We got, for this one, just brake balance is available. Okay. Slip strength real. Mechanical damage. Okay, this is where you're going to see some of my psychotic nature. Tire wear rate is ×7. Okay, this is a tire saving race. I hinted in the Discord that would you have to be the fastest in order to do well in these races, and my objective is to try and level the playing field a little bit by making it so that you really need to take care of your tires. The person with the best tire saving and pace at the same put together, those are the people that are going to do well in these races, okay? No required pit stop. No required tire change. There's your qualifier settings, 3 minutes. Group 3. No limit, but the usable tire types are medium and soft. Okay, medium and soft tire types, racing. You do not have to use both. You could use both. The strats here are, you could do a racing medium no stopper. You could do a racing medium to racing soft one stopper. You could do a racing soft to racing soft one stopper. Or you could do the bold but beautiful racing soft no stopper. I've done it. It's possible. It can be done. Okay, so that's up to you to decide with your car how you want to make that happen. Good stuff, Arrow. Appreciate you coming in saying hi. This video will be posted and the link will be in the Discord, so you can watch it all again if you need to. Well, so so that's why I give the option of the other way. So you could do medium. You could do a really long stint on the mediums and they'll be fine. And do a quick stint on the softs, for example. Or you could just try and stay on the mediums the whole time. It can be done. It can be done. Hey there, Bailey. No problem. We're just going over each race right now. We're on round 1. So, typical stuff here. No dealio there. Normal stuff here. I have put wall collision penalty off because I think those are dumb. I have decided that the pit lane cutting penalty is dumb also. There's ghosting in the race, so if you for whatever reason want to cross that penalty that pit lane line, you're ghosted. So I'm not too worried about it. Okay, that's the info for round 1. All right, in which Group A and Group B will have to be a part of. Okay. All right, let's go to round 2. Keeping an eye if there's any questions. Okay. Round 2. Very similar to round 1. Hey there, Mr. Mazda. Good to see you, friend. Again, qualifier, practice qualifier race. Room is private, so you'll need to know the room ID. It's Brands Hatch Indy Circuit. Number of laps 12. This one's a little more brutal, okay, on the tires, and we'll see that here in a minute. Again, custom weather. We don't have to worry about rain, so we're all set. I'm just mixing it up. I want there to be a little variety is kind of the idea there. Okay, some settings, once again, just brake balance is available for this race. You'll see here, tire wear is ×12. Fuel consumption is ×7. So, and initial fuel is 75 liters, so 3/4 of a tank. What I'm doing here, this was tough. You know, one of the things that's tough about doing a tire wear race with Group 4 is you have those you have various drivetrains, right? So If you're in an all-wheel drive car, those cars melt the tires quite a bit faster. So I'm trying to make it a tire saving race without murdering everybody in case you really want to do an all-wheel drive car. Okay, so once again, no required tire change, no minimum pit stops. Okay, all the things are the same for the qualifier. All right, group 4, like we talked about. Once again, usable tires is medium and softs. Medium and softs. Any group 4 car is available to use. Oh, I see, Le Mans. I hadn't thought about that. I'd have to figure out how we would do that and then implement it. But I don't know. I think we might keep the point system the same. But I appreciate the suggestion. We'll tell him, Paul. We'll tell him. Don't worry. It's hilarious. Excuse me. It's chat. No, it's up. Okay. Maybe with something different there. All right. I just took that out. That's a bad move. All right. No, cancel. Okay, that is group. Let's see, anything else on this one? Same settings for everything else. There you have it, okay? All right. Ready for the final? Here we go. The St.Croix 2000. 30 burger. Thank you, everyone, for the 30 likes. All right, we have some different scenarios here, so be ready. All right, so this is the St.Croix 2000. This is the final. I will talk about the final and the LCQ because the LCQ will be held on this track as well. So for the final, the LCQ is 18 laps. Okay. Once again, this room is private, so if we have to hop out and come back in, you'll need to know the room ID. So you'll need to be paying attention to YouTube and or Discord to find those room IDs, okay? 18 laps. For the LCQ, it is going to be 8 laps, okay? 8 laps. So you'll have 8 laps. We're using this, again, the final is going to take a little bit. It's going to be a little over an hour of racing, most likely. Variable times of speed is going to be 5 times, and it will start at sunrise. Once again, custom weather. I'm letting the weather do its thing, so we have to deal with a little bit of temperature changes and that sort of thing. This is a rolling start, fastest first. Now listen, this is the key difference with this one, okay? Settings options are some. We are allowing brake balance and downforce adjustments, okay? Brake balance and downforce adjustments. Oh, I did forget to mention on the Group 4 at Brands, you have optional strats of racing medium no stopper, racing medium to racing softs, and racing softs to racing softs as well. Okay? Apologize for not saying that earlier on the other one. So downforce is adjustable, brake balance is adjustable for the final and for the LCQ, okay? All right, while I do have the tire wear rate at ×5, which is kind of high, but it's not as bad with these Group 1 cars. The crazy thing that I'm doing right here is 20 times fuel consumption, okay? 20 times fuel consumption. This is not as much of a tire saving race. It is a fuel saving race. So once again, I hinted in the Discord that you wouldn't necessarily have to be the fastest to end up doing well in these events. You'll have to be, in this case, you'll have to be good on the tires and you'll have to be great at saving fuel. Pay attention here. The refueling speed is 3 liters per second. Okay, 3 liters per second. What that means, okay, let's think about that. Basically, for every 3 liters you save in fuel, you are saving 1 second in the pits. If you save 9 liters of fuel, That's 3 seconds in the pits. Obviously, I think we'll be able to save more than 9 liters. So you see how important that is. Okay. Initial fuel is going to be half a tank. So you see that 50 liters there, right there, 50 liters. Okay. Oh, this is not correct. This should be, you can make it whatever you want when you practice, but this should be 2 minutes. Okay, there is no minimum pit stop required, no tire change required, okay? Qualifier setting, I have not put it at that, so we have a typical ×1 tire wear rate, ×1 fuel consumption rate. Sorry, this should be 5 minutes. Ooh, and I just got out of it. Don't you just love it when you hit the wrong thing? Oh, yeah. Coming back. Here we go. 5 minutes. That should be 5-minute. Oh, I went too far. 5-minute qualifier there. Okay. Okay. Now we get to right here. Okay. So we have group 1. Now in a moment we're gonna see how it's not just all group 1. I am selecting a certain portion of the grid, okay? So we've got usable tires racing, and every single tire type is available. Okay? Oh my goodness gracious, why do I keep doing that? I'm sorry, guys. Oh goodness. Okay. I'm trying to do a good job. This should be prohibited. Okay. So group 1, not all group 1s are available. All tire types are available, okay? All tire types are available. Here's where we limit the amount of cars we're talking about. So the year range is 2010 to 2016, and I'll show you what cars those are in a moment, okay? 2010 to 2016. Okay, we have these little bits. Again, this is all going to be in the Discord, so if you want to copy these things for the for your practices, that's fine. Let's go ahead and create the room, and I'm going to show you now what cars are available when you put those year limitations in. Okay. All right, so here we are. Let me go to change car. All right, so these are the cars that are available right here. Now, of note, there are 2 VGT cars in this. VGT cars are banned from this race, okay? You may not use a VGT car. If you use a VGT car, if you try to use a VGT car on the LCQ or the final, I will kick you out. Okay? I'll give you one warning, but then I'm gonna have to kick you before we start the qualifier, okay? So no VGT cars. I tried to make it so that none of the VGT cars would show up, but I couldn't quite make the definitions make that happen. Or like the distinctions. So you have then you have the 919 Porsche, you have the Audi R18 2016, you have the Peugeot 908 HDI FAP from 2010, you have the Toyota TS050, you also have the Toyota TS030 hybrid, you have the R18 TDI from 2011, and you have the crazy car, the GTR LM Nismo from 2015. Okay, so this one, and this one are allowed. Okay, those are the ones that are allowed. So it's a fuel saving race, right? So a fuel saving race, you really do want to see what cars are decent on fuel. They're not all the same. I've tested each of these cars briefly, very briefly, I should say, and they end up being kind of they're all very close, but some are definitely better than others. Now, the interesting thing about the combination that we're going to do is, again, with that downforce, since you can adjust the downforce, you can increase the top speed of a car, thereby, and therefore not allowing, it doesn't have to work quite as hard to get up to speed, so you can save fuel that way. The only thing is, of course, you run the risk of losing the car in the corners if you decrease the downforce too much. But I think with those two settings, almost any of these cars could end up working, depending on, it all depends on your preference, really. Any questions about the final or the LCQ as this pertains to it? Now, okay, so one of the things that I haven't said yet and I really want to mention is, how did I come up? It's called the St.Croix 2000 and we have 18 laps. And you might be wondering, well, how does that work exactly? Well, it's actually very simple. You see, I am giving each and every one of my subscribers a burger. But not just any burger. I'm giving you, each of you, the largest burger that was ever recorded in the history of burgers. So it's a lot bigger than this one here, right? A lot bigger than this one. So basically what we're doing is we're taking the largest burger ever recorded, which was 24 feet in diameter. It was made in Montana. 24 feet of burger to 2,000 subscribers is 48,000 feet of burgers. Now, if we divide that number by its own weight, which is 2,740 kilograms, we get the number 17.52. Since we can't have half a lap, we round up to 18, and that brings us to an 18-lap race. Therefore, obviously, it's the St.Croix 2000. Done. Yeah, LCQ is the last chance qualifier. I won't go over it all the way again. Again, this is all going to be a video that I'm going to put into, and I'll put into Discord so you can have it as your reference there. But basically, I'll just say real quick, based on the point system, the top 13 will make it to the final. In the LCQ, which will be basically half of the St.Croix 2000, the podium will make it to the final. I'm giving everyone a chance to do the St.Croix, basically, because everyone's going to practice it, so. You're going to need that math again, B-Nut? You said that was some wild burger math there. Division laps burgers. I don't see why. I don't see what's the deal. Oh, it's fine. I don't mind the questions. But yeah, if you want a complete example of it, I have covered it already. But thank you. Again, appreciate your questions. All right, so we're not finished yet. We're not finished quite yet. Let me make sure I didn't miss anything here. I said that, I said that, I said that. For the LCQ, the 8-lapper, so the last chance qualifier, that is going to be, initial fuel is not going to be half a tank, it's going to be a quarter tank. Great question, Nextrare. So all tire compounds are available. You use the ones that best fit your strategy. I don't think you could do a racing hard no stopper. I don't think you can make that happen. You might be able to, no, not you wouldn't be able to do that on the LCQ either. So racing hard might not work. It's going to be tough though, because with tires, the tire wear at ×5, that's going to be a lot. No problem, Bailey. Appreciate you, man. Great questions. Thank you, guys. Yeah, that's the idea. It's going to be a lot of fun. Now, let's talk about, let's see. I did talk about that. Right, we talked about the fuel. We talked about that. So again, I'm just reiterating, you know, there are many skill levels. There's going to be people that are genuinely very fast already. There's going to be people that aren't as fast. But what I'm trying to do is reward those who have good pace and can save tires in rounds 1 and 2. And I'm trying to reward those who have good pace, but also can save fuel very effectively. Now, a couple things, right? So, something you might want to check out, all right? I have not done any videos on fuel saving, but I just want to let everyone know that you do have the fuel map, right? So, let me just get on here for a moment. Let's grab this and hop out here. So you have the fuel map. Which is right here on the right side there, okay? So this is a way to save fuel. You can toggle this up, sticks, making it as lean as possible, and by doing that you would save the most fuel. However, this will make the car very, very slow, okay? So while this is a good way to save fuel, a better way to save fuel really is to short shift, okay? So in other words, you shift before the meter gets all the way to the right, and you're short shifting. And there's various ways of short shifting that you can do, but this saves fuel a lot. And the other way you can save fuel is messing with the downforce, as you'll be able to do. And also, the other way to save fuel is to get into someone's slipstream and let off the throttle, but stay with them and let them punch a hole in the air for you, okay? All right, so that's a little explanation there. Now, as far as tire saving goes, I do want to present a couple of videos that I've done on tire saving and tire management. So in case you want, you may have seen them already, maybe you want a refresher and you want to check them out. I'm going to give these options to you in case you need to do it. Okay, so there are ways to save tires, and there are ways to destroy tires. And you definitely want to be the people that are saving tires, not destroying them. So that's a short video that just came out not that long ago on tire management. So managing the tires when they're already worn. And there will be situations in these races where you're going to have to make the tires go to the last bit of their life. This one is on how to save tires entirely, okay? Now, hold on. The whole event is just really a self-promo? Yeah, that's right. It is. No, I am doing a couple things here. It is an event. Many of you are here because you enjoy the help that I'm able to provide. And so I am, but I am trying to get you guys to practice some of the things that we talk about when we do different things, right? So this is the tire saving race, or tire saving video right there. Yes, the bop is on, so let's look at it again. The bop is on. Right, the bop. Here it is. The bop is on right there. Okay. But settings are set to some. So when you look here, you have downforce available and brake balance. Okay. So BOP is on, but you can adjust the brake balance as is typical, but I'm adding the downforce as an item that you can do as well. Okay. Okay, let's see. What do we have to do next? Okay, a couple things about this. So, if you are a previous Learn with Lead guest, I would love it. You don't have to, but you have been given access to the downloadable decals that are from your Learn with Lead session. I think it'd be really cool if you guys could throw that on some of your liveries that you have. That'd be really fun to see that. Also, so let's let's then go to the prizes, right? Okay, so prize time. Prize time, here we are. So prizes, you know, we have a budget, so we're trying to stay within that budget. Some of that budget it will include shipping costs, okay? But there are some things that have been talked about over the last couple years now that people are interested in. So the one thing. So if you first of all, if you participate in this event, that means that you race in the event on race day, okay? You are going to get a lead pencil logo sticker. We're going to send those out to all of you who participate. You might call it a participation trophy. I don't know, but it's going to be they're going to be large. They're going to be pretty big. Oh, let me get over here. They're going to be pretty big. They're going to be pretty large. You can throw those on your lunchbox, your water can, your water bottles, whatever. That's the sort of thing. So we want to do that for everybody who joins and participates in the event. Okay. Secondly, the next stage of prizes goes to the podium. So those who finish on the podium of this event, each of you will get the same shirt that I wear from time to time, which is this right here. Okay? Or something very similar. But it's going to be we're not able to get it from the same place we got this one from, but we will be doing that. So podium will get this, okay? Podium gets this. That's the plan. All members who finish on the podium will get that. It'll be clean, yeah. Okay. Okay, and first place prize. First place prize gets the shirt, right? Gets the shirt. But there's one other little element. Now, some of you may have seen this, some of you maybe have not. I'm going to show you the ending screen of our... I'm going to show you the ending screen. Many people have asked about how do we get this? We want this. This is what we want. Why? How can I get this? I need this now. So I'm not actually ending the stream, but this is a Lego rig of me in my seat with the screens. Pretty much, it's an exact Lego replica of what I have here, and that is going to be going to the winner of this event. Okay. And I happen to have that same, what we took a picture of, I have that right here. Okay? So that's this right here. It's a little blurry right now. Focus. Come on, focus. It doesn't want to focus. It still sees me. Maybe if I hide. I don't know. It's very blurry. But this is it. This is the rig. Your version will get... your version will get a few upgrades. So I think the shirt is going to get upgraded. And they mentioned a couple other things. So this was made by my daughter. You've seen her as number 2 in the... For some reason, you look very small today there, Kiwi. Excuse me. Yeah, so that's the plan, okay? That's to P1. Now, full disclosure... I gotta say this. I haven't seen him here yet. I don't know if he's lurking at the moment. But Learn with Lead and the success of the channel has a lot to do with a certain individual that you have seen from time to time in chat. And that's Wicked Quick. Wicked Quick is our 9th subscriber. He joined within the first couple weeks. And he's latched on to us ever since. He was the second ever Learn with Lead guest. First was Plankton. And so that's going to be... he is actually... He's one of the ones that requested this right here. So regardless of his finished position, he is scheduled to be on the in the event. But regardless if he's in the event or not, he's going to get one of these as well because he asked for it. And we're going to get it to him. Good afternoon, Led. Having random practice runs. Yeah, so the practices, I am going to leave. I'm going to leave this lobby up that I'm doing right here. I'm going to leave it up for you guys. I'm not going to be able to race with you, but I'm going to leave it up for a couple hours just for testing, okay? Just for testing. That's what it's going to be for, all right? Let me see, 16. Yeah, I can leave this just as it is. I'll give you the room ID in a little bit. It's a little small right now. And for other practice runs, so you guys, all of the information regarding each race is going to be in the Discord. I'm going to give you screenshots of all the rules there, okay? And that's going to be there for you guys to use. I will be holding practices every now and then as well in the days leading up to the actual event. But I know I'm not going to be the only one. Other people are going to be doing some practices as well. There you go. Steven Sills is there. But really, one of the great places to dialogue about holding practices and hanging out together and doing that, it will be the Discord. It will be the Discord. Okay. So those are the prizes. Man, we are at an hour already. This has gone way longer than I expected. Advocate, welcome to the Stud Club. Appreciate you, friend. Thank you, man. Means a lot that you'd do that. Sounds good, Ace. Good deal. Paul, sorry you missed that rule. Excuse me. Yeah, so I'm predicting, if I may say predict, I'm predicting that some of the weeknights where I am usually on, I'm going to spend some of the time hosting some practices as well. But remember, there's 15 of you, including myself, but there's 15 of us all together that are doing this event, and we need to practice all 3 of the races. So if everyone's doing it at the same time, we're going to need more than one lobby anyway. Okay. All right, so if you're just joining now, I've basically covered everything that I want to cover in regards to the rules and the regulations of the races. You've seen the settings. Again, if you've missed this and need more information, I will be posting this video on Discord for you guys to check back, and hopefully that clears up any questions that you might have. Also, you can obviously feel free to reach out to me on Discord. Ask your question in the general chat. That way everyone can see the answer when you ask it. Use the general chat to get some practice sessions going and hang out together like that. I'll appreciate that, Advocate. Thank you, man. It might have been gifted to you. So maybe that's why it ran out. Okay, you guys ready for the surprise? I'm ready for the surprise. I'm ready to do this. Let's go. Hang on, I gotta get set up for the surprise. I'm not ready. Oh. Okay. Yes, sir. There we go. So your surprise is we're gonna do a Led's lap guide of St.Croix in Group 1 cars. How about that? Okay, we're gonna start right here. That's how we're gonna do it, friends. That's what we're doing. So this is a very unfamiliar track for most of us, especially in these cars. So I'm gonna try and give you a little bit of a way to handle these corners and these cars. You have 2 types of drivetrains for these cars. So you're gonna have all-wheel drive and you're gonna have mid-engine rear-wheel drive cars. Depending on which ones you pick, they will handle a little bit differently. I find that the all-wheel drives are very stable. The MR cars, one of the MR cars, I won't say which one, I'll leave that for you guys to test. Listen, there's one MR car that is very good on top speed. It's crazy. I'm not sure where it gets off. So anyway, I'm just going to throw that out there. Now, what's really cool about this is you have a lot of downforce. The cars seem pretty planted. Again, if you lessen that downforce, that's really going to be a big part of maybe things not going so well for you. So you need to monitor that, right? But yeah, we're going to do a lap guide here, a la lead pencil style, to kind of get you guys coached up, okay? I want you guys to be as set up as possible, okay? So the first part, this is the kink before you get to like the official turn one, I would say. At least that's how I would view it, all right? So it's going to be, it's listed as, great question there, Ghost Metal. Let me show it to you guys, okay? I'll just show it to you. That way you can see it. And there's no guessing. Okay, so here's the Discord. And then right here, look, so this is the Celebration Race Info channel. This isn't a chat channel. This is where I'm going to be giving you all of the information about the races. This is one of the places where I'll provide room IDs, for example, okay? And that sort of thing. The one right below that, this is the general chat. This is where we've already been talking a little bit here, okay? This is where Beecham is saying Group 1 at Tsukuba. I'm hoping. Okay? This is where we're going to be able to hook up and get together and practice. Alright? So that's what's going on there. And then I will probably put the video both here in the info part and here, just so you guys don't miss it. Okay? That's what we're going to do. So this is where these two channels on the Discord, this is where you want to live for the next couple weeks. Okay? Alright, sweet. Let me put this back. And yeah, we need that in a moment. Okay, so as I was saying, this is the kink before turn one on the right side. 40 Burger, hello. What you want to be careful of is, while you have a lot of downforce, if you don't turn tightly enough, you could really end up going too far to the right. And so you really want to make sure you have a nice wide entrance, a later turn in, to allow the car to stay a little more tight. Really, you need to be at this point already by right here, okay? All right. Brake point, if you've carried good speed, is the imaginary 75 board right about here. And let's look at the visualizer for this one, okay? Visualizer is giving us a good picture of what this is. This is a 90-degree turn with just a gargantuan straight afterwards, right? So what that means is a late apex, early throttle is what's going to be the most beneficial, okay? So we have a big braking zone. We're going to get the car rotated and do the bulk of the turn before we get to it. We want to be on the throttle mid-corner, probably not full throttle, right? Probably not full throttle, not with these cars, but we're going to work our way to full throttle until we get all the way to the end of this part, okay? So what that line looks like on the actual track, coming through here, we turn in right at this bush. You see this bush right above me right here? Or yeah, right above my little screen. That's where we're turning in. Most cars, I think these cars have long first gears, so you want to downshift to first. And many of the cars exit in second. Some of the cars may even want to exit in third gear, okay? Oh, tires are cold, so, and I don't have my I don't have the sound on, so I can't hear the tires. That's okay. All right, long straight here. It's easy to just sort of be like, wow, I'm sleepy. This is taking a while. What you're going to be looking for is the 150 board, okay? So we passed the 200. Here's the 150. And let me get it stopped. Oh. All right, the 150 is probably the latest you want to be braking. But you do have a very tight turn, okay? Is that crash part of the strategy? It depends on what your strategy is, Doc. Depends on what your strategy is, okay? So this turn is very tight, but let me check something real quick. Well, I'll be. That looks pretty spiffy. So guess what? There's one other surprise I didn't tell you about. You guys get a sneak peek for tomorrow. Apex Visualizer got an upgrade, baby. Here it is. Isn't that pretty? Ooh, that makes me happy. I like that. I like that a lot. Thanks to Octia for helping me put this together here. Okay, so ooh, one little tidbit though. I'm missing my pointer on this one, so that's good to know now rather than tomorrow for the dailies. But you can see the line here. So we're really, and in fact, yeah, may even, let me see, that's a little tighter actually. So you're really trying to brake late, turn in late, get this nice wide entrance as you come into the first turn here, okay? Try to get on throttle mid-corner on the first apex. Your momentum should carry you out wide to the left, okay? And then you have this other braking zone that sets you up for the 90-degree left-hander, okay? And then that we'll look at that here in a moment as well, but that's basically the idea here for this section, all right? Let's go to the actual track then and see that line. Okay, so you're braking all the way through here. You're turning with this sign right here, this PlayStation sign. This is your late turn in, so that you can get the car to come all the way around, and you're clipping the apex, but you're able to see your exit. That's really key. I have the driving markers up. You can see that I can see that, right? So that's what you're trying to look for. That's why you want that entrance, because now you can get on the throttle more forcefully with a straighter steering wheel. Okay, and then you get back over here. The brake marker is almost non-existent here, so it's really tough. I hate to say it, but it's really tough. So what I've been using as I've practiced just a little bit here, you have this patch, these patches of brown on the right side there, where the grass sort of just goes away on the right side. That's basically what I'm doing. I'm using that as a reference. I think you can brake kind of in the middle of this patch, right around here, okay? Now, with this corner is a 90-degree corner like we showed before, so we get down to second. Some might want to get down to first, exit in second, or exit in third, depending on your car. Your momentum should carry you out here, and you should be full throttle all the way through here. Now, I don't have a visualizer for this one, because this one's a bit strange, okay? You have a acceleration zone that's on a curve that ends up being a 90 degree. So I'm just going to show you this line. This might be the trickiest corner in the entire track. You're accelerating all the way through here, keeping it tight to the right. When the curb on the right ends over there, as that disappears from your screen, now you are braking. You're taking good speed through here, let me tell you. You're braking and you're pointing the car to the end. It's hard to see, but you're pointing the car to the end of the curb right here. So you're kind of orienting the car here. So you are slowing down all the way to this point. And what's tricky about it, friends, is you then turn more, but you're not done braking yet. You're still braking through this part right here. And this is where you want to begin applying the throttle. Okay? You begin applying the throttle here. And then you work your way up to full throttle. It is supremely easy to go wide on exit here. Ask me how I know. Okay? Supremely easy to do that. So that's what we're trying to do. You carry speed all the way through here and monitor your power on exit so that you don't end up on the grass on the left there. Okay. We have two 90 degrees turns, left and left, they are essentially the same, with one minor difference, and that is that the second one is a faster one out of the two. So basically what we're trying to do, probably not that, it's probably more like this. There we go. That's our line that we're trying to take through here. Okay. Once again, it's simple, but if you're not trail braking properly through the entrance of this corner, you can really end up scrubbing too much speed because you might be a little fearful. So again, get the bulk of the turn done. Thank you, Le Mans. Appreciate you, bud. Oh, that's cool, Bailey. Okay. Sorry. Oh man, my throat is like, wow. So, that's how we're doing it, just like that. And then the second one, the second corner is just a little bit more open and a little bit more, a little bit quicker. You're going to be able to carry more speed. I found that, let's say in the first corner, I exit in second. Well, in the third corner, I exit in the second. In the next corner, I actually exit in third, and it's faster. Or if I was in a car where I exited in third here, I would exit in fourth in the second one. It just seems to be how it works with this corner. So you brake through there, you trail brake all the way through here, on the throttle by that point, out you go. Downshift, brake, and then hit the throttle. You have a little forgiveness here, you have a little bit of runoff, so if you end up having to get out there a little bit, that's going to be okay. Alright, for this part, this is where it gets a little fun. Keep the car tight to the right. You have this little ambulance right here, and you have this little rise. You have this little rise that technically crests right about here. So you want to hit the brakes before you get to this rise. So before you get to the ambulance there. Once again, it's another 90-degree turn. There's some undulations in the track, so we'll discuss that in a moment. You are going for a wider entrance compared to like the previous two left-handers that we talked about. But that's your line that you're looking at right there. Punch the throttle and monitor how wide you end up going, because there is a wall right there. And that could make it not so fun, okay? So, on the actual track then, we're coming through, we're braking through here. Trail braking now down to second or down to first, depending on your car. And then you exit in third or fourth, depending on the car as well, I believe. The car can go a little bit light through here. You're starting to descend, so that's where it can be a little hard to keep it in the track limits right here. Alright, this is one of the trickier sections as well. Be as fast as you can through here. Once you get to this part and you begin to turn right, you're not decelerating. The downforce on these cars are incredible, right? So you definitely want to not underestimate what the car can do at high speed. If you feel a little bit challenged by this part, I think there's no problem with a little bit of a lift right here. And that's especially true if you're on the racing mediums or racing soft compounds, okay? Right here is where you hit the brakes for the first time. So at the end of the curb on the right, this is when you begin to apply the brakes. You're not braking fully. This is not a 100% brake pressure area. Instead, you are applying the brakes as you turn. You might be 50% or so, and then you trail off. You're back on the throttle for a brief moment right here. Getting the car straight, you almost want to point at that crane in the distance where it looks like it's the cameraman up there, okay? For this corner beyond the bridge, once again, we are looking at a wide and late turn-in, just like this, once again, okay? And one of the reasons we're really trying to do that is because you have this bump that's right here. So you want to be in a position where you're not having to steer the car too much. to avoid that bump, you want to be as straight as possible. I mean, you can't avoid it, but to avoid spinning on that bump, I should say, you want to be as straight as possible. So that means giving yourself a nice wide entrance, late turn in, and accelerate through the apex right here. So actual track, once again, right turn, you're braking. You clip this apex, you're on the throttle no later than right now, okay? No later than right now. You might exit in third or fourth depending on the car and the gearing. You're as straight as you possibly can be. There's your bump right there. Plan for the car to be out here. So one of the things that can end up really causing you to spin at this spot or lose the car even just a little bit instead of a whole spin is you're turning the car to the right a whole lot. You're turning the wheel too much. And by turning so much, you're actually not even on the curb, you end up over here. Well, use the entire track here. Use as much of the track as is available to you. If you end up out here, even though you're full throttle, you should be able to make it back onto the road before the the guardrail on the bridge begins. Okay? This left-hander, this one, I keep missing this braking point like a dummy. So the braking point is at the 150. Okay, as you reach the 150, that's when you're going to apply the brakes. Once again, it's another 90-degree turn, except it's facing the other way. And once again, very much a late turn in. Maybe it's not quite as late as sometimes, so maybe it's a little bit more like that. Big braking zone. Once again, really easy to overshoot this one. That's what you really want to avoid here, okay? Really want to avoid overshooting and being in the middle of the track right here. Someone's behind you, they're going to take your spot. If you're chasing someone, they're going to pull away, right? So that's what we're trying to do there. On the actual track then, you're braking in a straight line. Now, one caveat about that is it can really help if you end up putting two tires, getting a little bit wider right here. Do not underestimate what doing that will help you with this corner. Because look at this. If I had my right tires on the white line, I'm actually half a car wider on the track than I would have been otherwise right now. That is substantial. Don't underestimate what that will end up helping you with, okay? So you downshift to second, and then you're exiting in third or fourth depending on the car. There's a little bit of a rise there too, so you need to watch that bump, as that can really hamper you. Okay, let's look. I'm not gonna get to the braking zone yet. I'm gonna park it and get the visualizer ready for this one instead. Oh yeah, this is a dangerous one. It's a fun one, but a dangerous one, and the reason is because it's a blind corner. Okay, we'll talk about the braking point in a moment, but really first I want you to see this line. So you start out wide and you are gradually tightening to the apex the entire time. What's really easy to do is two things. It's very easy to be too wide and never really get back without losing too much time that you won't get back. Number two, it's really easy to end up too narrow too soon, and then you actually have to wait to get on the throttle because of that. Okay, so we want to avoid that, because the longest straight in the circuit is coming after this corner right here. Okay, so what that looks like on the track, then we're coming through here and you see this patch of asphalt right here on the right. That's where you want to begin braking. Now, you're not going to 100% brake. You're going to be 75, 50%. And as you do that, you're going to let the car roll. You're going to be blind, right? You're not going to be able to see your exit for a while. But you're going to gradually tighten, okay, till you are just on the inside of the right, of the middle lines, of the track, okay? And you see that orange part of the barrier in the distance to the right of the driving pin. I'm showing to you there. Once you see that, okay, once you see that, if you can see that through the grid of the barrier on the right, That's when you want to get on the throttle. It's hard to see through all of this mess on the right side. But if you want to wait until it just becomes visible right there and get on the throttle then, that's going to work out okay too. You might, you know, you're a little later on the throttle, but that's definitely safer. And then you're going to widen and out you go. So this is one of those straights where less downforce is going to be a force to be reckoned with. I don't know that you'll quite see the top speed of this machine that I'm in, because I really didn't come out of that corner very fast, but you get kind of the idea. Okay, next braking point is the 150. Maybe even as the 150 passes and you're almost at the beginning of the curb there. Let's get back to the visualizer for this one. And this is a tight corner, which definitely requires quite a bit of late turn in, late braking, and then rocketing out as fast as possible through here. So make sure you turn in, you don't turn in too early and apex too early. You see that the apex for this one is way over here. Mid corner is here, so we're not doing that. Mid corner is where you want to begin to apply the throttle. Apex is where you want to actually be at your closest on there, okay? So what that looks like on the track, braking in a straight line through here. Turn with the end of the curb on the left. Now you downshift to first. And here you are. You're on the throttle by no later than now. Your momentum will carry you out wide. Now through this next section, it's really interesting. It's very flat out for a long time. Okay? You're going to be applying lots of power. Go ahead and apex there. Get a little wide. You don't have to go all the way to the right side. These cars have so much downforce that you don't need to do that. But you do want to be all the way to the left at this point, okay? You're still flat until right here, where I believe some cars on certain tires will be able to go flat through this part, but many cars on most tires will require a little bit of a lift for this part here, okay? So you're gonna come through here and either flat or lift. Make sure that you clobber all of this apex. Your momentum will carry you out here, and I'm not going to be surprised if we see some tire marks on the grass on the left side here. If you dip a couple tires on the grass for a moment, that's not going to be the end of the world. I think it's going to be okay. Okay, brake marker for this is just as the car fully gets onto the curb here. Not where the curb starts, but once the curb is officially, you've passed the beginning of it completely. This is an interesting little sequence. So what we're going to do is open the visualizer up for this one. It's not quite 90 degrees. So we need to take it down, open it up. It's a little blip of the brakes. Little blip, like 50%, and then trail brake all the way through here. What you're going to do is you're going to sacrifice a little bit of exit speed to set up for the next corner. You'll see why in a moment. So a later turn in, a straighter exit is going to benefit you really a whole lot, because you're going to want to take the next section flat or as close to flat as possible. And if you don't sacrifice some exit speed so that you don't end up all the way over to the right side of the track, you're going to have to lift, and it's going to be quite slow. Okay, so let's look at that on the actual track then. So we're coming through here. We're turning with the edge of this barrier, trail braking all the way through here, and we're going to be on the brakes just a little bit longer. So yes, technically you could be on the throttle now and make the corner, but you won't make the next one if you do that. So you're going to trail brake all the way to this part. Now you're going to get on the throttle, keeping the car more towards the center, right? So it's very easy to end up a car width or more over to the right at this point, and that is a sequence killer for this portion of the track, okay? So you see, this gives you the nice line. You clobber this apex, and then you don't go too wide here. Okay, last couple corners. We brake just as we get to the edge of the curb on the left here. This is a nice long sweeping corner that's a little bit beyond 90 degrees. And really, with these high downforce cars, you want to be light on the brakes through this and carry as much speed through this deceleration zone as possible. Don't underestimate what the car can do here. Really push it while you're practicing, and you will reap some good rewards for that, okay? And then you can push that all the way out there, and then you're going to set up for the next corner. So what that looks like on the track, just like this. Braking through here. Once again, a lot of fourth gear exits for this one. No fifth, I don't think, but most cars will be able to do fourth gear exit there if you carry good speed. Pretty much once you get to the middle of the of this curb right here, you let it pass, you get to the middle of the curb, you end up dabbing the brakes once again, getting the car to turn really quickly, get the weight transferred very quickly. This is a little more open than 90. If you're really trying, this is the last turn before the start-finish straight, so we're trying to really yank it quickly, get on the throttle nice and early. The exit provides a little bit of cushion, so you can get on the throttle early, push the limits of the track, and really keep up speed really well when you do that. Again, with gearing, this is going to be a third gear and in many cases fourth gear entrance / exits. On the throttle no later than now, okay? Clobber the apex, your momentum carries you out all the way here, and then back on. Okay, and that is one full lap at St. Croix to get you set up for the St. Croix 2000. And also possibly for those who are in the last chance qualifier, you end up there as well. Okay, my friends, that is pretty much everything that I have on the table for us today. Shorter stream today, nothing else going on besides that, but I am going to leave this lobby open for anyone who wants to join. I'm not going to be running any races. I'm going to leave this open for you to test, okay? So the lobby ID is OS80 B5. Okay. You got it, Doc. No problem, bud. Okay, that's your room ID. I'm going to put it in Discord as well. So if you're able to practice now, I'm just going to have this up for about 2 hours. And I'll get all the settings into Discord while I have this up as well. You should get a car exception because you're so nice. You got it, Advocate. Thank you, bud. Thank you, Ghost Metal. Again, if you know you can't be at the actual event, you weren't able to sign up, but you want to still practice with these races, practice with us, please do. I'd love to have you guys on. and practice with all you friends. The races, especially the rounds, they're going to be a lot of fun just to race together, honestly. So, all right, that's going to do it for me, friends. I'm going to enjoy the rest of the Sunday afternoon. I'm going to get all that information into the Discord for you guys, and that's going to do it on my end. I look forward to checking stuff out with you tomorrow, Monday. Depending on how the combinations go, I might open a lobby. I probably will open a lobby up for testing and practicing, probably the rounds tomorrow. So that's probably going to be the idea there. But if you want to get some testing in now for the final in the available Group 1 cars, just remember all the VGT cars, they are banned. Don't practice with them. They're not allowed. Don't do it. Don't do it. Okay? Yep, and that's going to be it for me. I will see you guys tomorrow. We'll check out the dailies. We'll do the lap guides. We'll do everything that we typically do. And did I miss the group announcement? The announcement was I provided I talked about all the prizes. I talked about all the I talked about all the prizes. I talked about the lap guide for St.Croix since we're not very familiar with it. And I also showed you the updated visualizer for lap guides. So if you did miss that, go ahead and go back. I'm going to post this video on YouTube. I'm going to have chapter divisions as well. So if anybody... the groups. Oh, that's a good point. I'm going to have this on there as well. But you're not wrong. Let's check that out. Where did it go? There it is. Here's the roster. Okay. Very, very good. Good job. Let me zoom in a little bit. All right, so here's your groups so far. Again, this is subject to a little bit of change. But so I'll just do the roll call here. Our Yost in Group A. This is everybody in Group A. Our Yost, Evo Tune, Ghost Metal, Farouk, Danny, Doc, Trent, Nielsen, Extra Rare, Portal Corner, Le Mans, Paul Rick, Charlie Comet, Saragon, and myself, all in Group A. Group B, Chimpanzee, Ace, Bailey, Beecham, Chauffeur, LG, Stefan Lebuc, FAF Craig, Chaos Druid, DG Jason, Steven Sills, Dibdob, Smooth, Aero GT, and Wicked Quick, all in Group B. And then right now the alternates are Jason Duncan, Raider, and Richie. And if you want to be an alternate because you couldn't make it, message me on Discord and we can make that happen as well. Okay? Thank you for bringing that up, Bailey. So we meet again. You're in the Warlock group. Who's the witch group? All right. Okay. So that's it. I see Extra Rare has already hopped into the lobby. So again, I'm going to leave this lobby up for the next couple hours till about my 6 o'clock. Feel free to do some testing, get some stuff in. While you guys are doing that, I'm going to dump all this info into Discord so you guys have the parameters for each race so you guys can practice on your own when you're not on me. Knight Rider Jim is not on the list. I don't have you signed up, son. That's not it. Yeah, everybody needed to sign up on the Google form. which... There we go. I will double check, but please don't do that. He said he did. I'm looking at the Google form now. We'll look at it together, okay? This is everybody that signed up. Yost, Chimpanzee, Ace, Dibdob, Beecham, Ghost Metal, Bailey, Farouk, Pro Chauffeur. Please don't do that. Please stop. Danny, LG, Doc, Craig, Stefan, Trent, Ghost Metal, DK, Chaos, Extra Rare, Evo Tuned, Portal, Polymazda, Steven, Jason, Farouk, Le Mans. Oh, there you are. Well, how did I miss you? Oh my goodness. Okay. I'm sorry, Jim. I'm not sure what happened. I don't know what happened. I have no explanation or excuse. What I can do is make you first alternate. Okay, I'll make you first alternate then. So you are here. Apologies, Knight. I'm not sure how I missed that, but I got you as first alternate. I feel bad. I'm sorry. But I'm expecting a good amount of folks to end up not making it. I'm slow, gotta practice. I'm expecting some people to, in the end, not be able to make it. So we have 4 people on deck as an alternate. And so you guys, I'll mention more stuff in the Discord, but, you know, basically, if someone lets me know ahead of time, then you'll get in very easy and that sort of thing. Let me see. Yeah, so as an alternate, either you'll know well ahead of time, and in all honesty, anybody who cannot make it, you find out cannot make it, or you find out, these combos, they're not really doing it for me. Good job, Led, but it's not my cup of tea. Let me know that you wanna come out, and I can put guys like Knight Rider, Jim, and other people to take your spot. So that's something to do that. So, it's an opportunity, Portal. It's an opportunity, man. Take advantage. Got another friend coming in. That's great. That's Pro Chauffeur right there. Awesome. You might find that you don't have as many Group 4 or Group 1 cars in your garage, so you may have to go buy a couple if you want to test some out. Yeah, that's an option as well. But we got prizes on the line. Pretty much, you know, get that practice in. Again, I'll leave this up for another hour, 45 minutes. I'm gonna go do stuff on my end to get things accomplished, and but I gotta go. So I appreciate all of you coming in. Thank you everybody who's been willing to join, and whether you're an alternate or someone that's registered, I appreciate all of you very much for wanting to be a part of this. It's gonna be a lot of fun. I'm looking forward to it. Again, if you're an alternate, or if you have no desire to be there on the 14th, but you want to practice with us, please hop in. Have some time and enjoy. It's going to be a good time, okay? Oh, very cool, Porter. Good stuff. Okay, leaving this up. I got to go. I'll see you all in a little over 24 hours when we check out the dailies. And we'll see you all very soon. I love you all like crazy. Not a thing you can do to change my mind. I'll see you all real soon. Bye.